Hi, I'm Lynda Hafner. I'm a top producing realtor at ERA Key Realty in Central Massachusetts. I'm coming to you today to continue my discussion about understanding the home buying process. It's a little video series I've created, and today's topic is going to be tips and tricks to save you time when you are house hunting. As a full-time realtor in Central Massachusetts, selling 20 to 30 homes a year, I have a lot of experience dealing with buyers and sellers. And one of the things that I notice about buyers is that when they are house hunting, a lot of times in the beginning, they try to do things on their own, which is great. It's great. But once you start getting serious and you really want to get more details and really pursue this, once you've committed to making that decision that yes, you're going to buy a house, but really the best way for you to save time in this process is to find a buyer agent who will represent you, and they will help you to weed out all the properties that you see online. It's so nice that buyers have the ability to go online and see whatever property they want, check it out, look at pictures, but there are a lot of disadvantages to doing that and a lot of information that you don't have access to that I talked to in one of my other videos. So please check that out if you haven't already. Using a realtor and having that one person who knows what you want, what you don't want, they have the experience and knowledge to weed these properties out for you and say, yes, this one's great, this one, let me explain to you the disadvantages of this one, and then you decide. So it just saves you a lot of time, so you're not going on this ghost hunt searching at houses that just may not even be remotely possible for you. Another important factor that is going to save you a lot of time when you start really getting serious about your house hunting is understanding how much you can afford. And the only way to do that is not in your own head, but you have to really reach out to a lender and get a written pre-approval letter, because that's going to tell you the exact parameters of what you can and cannot do. So you're not going to be wasting a whole bunch of time looking at homes that you don't have a shot at. I went into a lot of detail about how to get a written pre-approval letter in one of my previous videos, so please check it out if you want more details about that. So once you have your written pre-approval letter and your realtor, who is going to serve as your buyer agent, working directly for you, and that means they're going to be advocating for you and supporting you and giving you all the background knowledge that you need that you may not have. So once you're ready to go forward with that, then the next step you want to make is really figure out what is your must-haves and what's kind of like a wish list. Right now in 2020, and we have been for a while, we are in a seller's market, which means there is a lack of homes for sale. It's difficult to find the right home, so you might need to make a few more compromises than you would in a different market. If you're not in a big rush to buy and you can wait it out, great. But some people don't have that luxury. Some people need to move for whatever personal reasons they have, and they need to find that home now. So let's simplify the process. What do you must have? Do you have to have a garage? Can you not live without that? Do you absolutely have to have a fireplace, or is that something that can be on your wish list? Is having a ranch style home all on one level, is that something you would prefer, or is that something is mandatory? These are things, really ideally, if you could write them out on a list so that you are very clear on what you do and don't want. So that way you just have it in your head so that when you're looking, you've got that information. Another really important thing that you want to take into consideration is square footage. Square footage is one of those things that it's clearly marked on most websites. so you have the information. But unless you have an idea in your head of how much square footage you need, you could be easily misled into spending a whole bunch of time, driving by and going to this house and, taking time out of your busy schedule to go look at a home that turns out, if it's only got 950 square feet and you need 1,500, there's no way that house is going to work for you. One of the tips that I have given in one of my other videos is to figure out how much square footage that you are living in now as a guide to how much you will need in the future. Do you need to upsize your home because you're having more children? Do you need to downsize your home because your children are grown? These are the things you want to think about. So figure out how much square footage you're living in now and base what you need on that number and to help you figure it out. One of the things that I like to do for my clients who point out a particular house that they really like is I instantly go to Google Earth and I check out the neighborhood. It's just an extra service that I provide for them. I don't think all realtors necessarily do this, but because I know how important neighborhoods are and I know what their wants are, I go ahead and I do this. And it's really easy. I have a Google Earth app on my iPad and I just pull it in and I put in the address and I look at it and I look at the actual neighborhood. And then I usually take a screenshot and I send it to them and I'm like, well, what do you think of the neighborhood? Now, this is something I do for my clients, but it is certainly something you could do on your own. You have the resources to do that. And if you want to save time, that would be a great time saver if you have a busy schedule. If you love going and house hunting, then hey, just go do a drive-by and schedule an appointment. But, a lot of the people that I work with, they have a full-time job, they have kids in sports, they have a lot going on. So these tips to save time are really just, if you're really busy. Once you are at the home and you are looking at it, you want to pay attention to certain things about the home. When you go into the basement, I always direct my clients to check to see if there's any kind of water lines around the basement walls. Has there been water in this basement before? These are things the normal buyer is not really programmed to look at. They're just looking at the house and everything, which is great. You want to look at that too, obviously, but you want to look beyond just the rooms and everything, and you want to look at any potential defects that could cost you money. You want to be aware of all of these things before you put in an offer. And along with that, make sure that your agent gets really important information to you about the home, such as how old is the roof, how old is the heating system, how old are the windows. These are all big price ticket items that you want to know the age, because you're going to, as a homeowner, need to replace these at a certain point. So you want to make sure you know when that is and how that's going to affect your finances. So this is just a funny little side note. I've had a couple of really tall clients, like 6'2", 6'3", and I've had them frequently, they'll say, hey, I really love this cape that I saw. And I take a look at the photos and the roof line of these capes is like this. It's no way that it would work for a 6'2" person. And these are the types of things that a realtor will help you with that a normal buyer isn't going to pay attention to, and they're not going to be thinking along these lines. But because realtors and agents have the experience and the knowledge of going in these houses every single day or every week, there are things that we can pick out that the normal person wouldn't, which is another good reason to really rely on our guidance. With that said, it's super important to view as many homes as you think could work for you, because that's going to give you the personal knowledge and understanding of what homes are getting what price and why. I really feel like no matter how much you can rely on our guidance, you really need to figure that out for yourself. And the only way to do that is to visit certain houses, go to open houses, schedule appointments with your realtor of homes that you think could work for you. Just don't skimp on that, and I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying there are ways to save time, but don't do it in a way that's going to hurt your process. Another way to save time is to make sure that your realtor has you set up on the MLS to automatically receive any new listing that fits your home search criteria. And also use your realtor, communicate with your realtor when you go visit these homes, by the way, and let them know what you do and don't like about the house. So that way they have a better knowledge and they will help you quickly find the house that you want. But what I was saying is make sure that you have these, these emails sent to you, because basically as soon as a new home hits the market, and if it's move-in ready and it's a really nice home, you want to be one of the first people to go see it, because things in this market can tend to go very quickly. So you want to make sure you're getting that auto email and that you are scheduling an appointment or going to one of the first open houses, and make sure that you do that. Thanks for watching. I hope you found some really great information. Please reach out to me if you need any help or if you have any questions. If you're in Central Massachusetts, I would love to help you buy or sell a home. And if you want more videos of this nature, please subscribe. Have a great day.